Good morning, CL MOOC. I'm Joe Dillon. I'm with the Denver Writing Project, and I'm vlogging here from my office in the Aurora Public Schools, where I'm the coordinator of educational technology. This is my third year learning in CL MOOC, and one of the goals I articulated in last night's webinar. One of the goals I articulated in last night's webinar, kicking off CL MOOC, was that I wanted to shoot small videos, screencast videos, to document my processes in CL MOOC. So here's my first effort at that. So I want to introduce myself. I've done that, and now I want to show what I've done a little bit this morning in CL MOOC and maybe even some of my reflections. And I also want to be quick about it. So here we go, me trying to be quick. So I'm out of photo booth, which gave me the option to, or gave me the opportunity to put my face on screen to introduce myself. So in the Google Plus community, one of the things that struck me right away was Kevin Hodgson's invitation to add myself to the CL MOOC. So, here's his little blurb about how you might do that, why you might want to do that. There's the link, and then, a nice image supporting anyone who might want to do that. So what I've noticed, jumping over to that map, as I was looking through posts on the left-hand side here, I noticed the first pin, instead of having a name next to the pin, it says, "I am here roughly." And so I click on that. So this is Kevin's. It says, "I am here roughly. The world looks funny from above, doesn't it? I teach, I write, I connect, I make." And then down here in the text, where he might add more of a description, Kevin writes his name and then dog tracks, which is his Twitter handle. And then, of course, he has an image. So I noticed that's one way that a participant has put themselves on the map, so to speak. And so here's a different way. I noticed Mallory's pin. She put her name at the top and then included her Twitter handle also. And then she's got an image of Snoopy. And then further introduction, 6th grade writing teacher from Denver, Colorado. So I was noticing that there's a couple different ways that participants are adding themselves to the map. And then my attention kind of went to the map itself and who's pinning where. And so I clicked on a map in the middle of the North, pin in the middle of the North Pacific Ocean. And it's an introduction from someone named Melvina, who I think even introduced herself to me on Twitter yesterday and said she looked forward to learning with me. So this is just one type of connection that is established in CL MOOC, and now I kind of feel a little bit of a positive personal responsibility to reach out to Melvina. So anyway, so that's, it's nice to connect in that way. So, and you can see what Melvina has done is she put her introduction kind of as the lead part of this post, and then sort of the description. She decided not to add a picture, but she put, again, her first name and then her Twitter handle. So there's a little bit of a pattern developing here in terms of things you might include. And then as I clicked around, I clicked on this pin in the middle of, in the northern part of the North Atlantic Ocean, and I saw that somebody had put M. Dick, a whale. So this is clearly the kind of thing that illustrates the playful nature of CL MOOC, and it also makes data gathering in this map like impossible. So, jokingly, what I might say to my co-facilitators is, what the heck are we doing here, people? Do we really want these pins to be jokes, or do we want them to represent participants? And then as I scrolled up to the Arctic Ocean, "Here be dragons." Again, what the heck is this? What kind of MOOC are we running here? What kind of daisy farm are we running here? And then there's an image of a purple dragon, and then the description says dragons. So the question I have is, what kind of MOOC are we running here, people? I guess I'm excited that it's playful. Maybe our map is turning into a game. And I have to say that this engaged me quickly, and it makes me want to figure out who's posting these, and it also makes me want to join in. Those are my reflections so far, and now I'm enticed to mess around in the CL MOOC map. And we'll see what happens with this map. And I look forward to connecting with all kinds of participants in CL MOOC, and I look forward to learning with the whole community. So thanks.